Nate, do you remember that there was some kerfuffle surrounding a sex offender in Epping in Essex? Do you remember this?
Do you remember that? Yeah.
Remember that? Well, there's a little video we've got. If you want to pull that up for us and play that real quick, and it shows a man, an individual in a park. This is Finsbury Park in London, Finsbury Park. And there's a man there that a couple of police people were detaining there.
Huh. Thought he was in prison.
Yeah. He had already been arrested, hadn't he? And gone through the judicial process.
I remember that.
And been found guilty, if anyone can remember. He was found guilty of the charges brought against him by the constabulary. And our magistrates had duly passed sentence. And he was then remanded in His Majesty's custody. So it begs the question, doesn't it? Why is he sitting on a park bench in Finsbury Park in London?
You tell me.
It's odd, isn't it? That's odd. It's an odd thing. Because he was sentenced like a year or something.
It was 2, wasn't it?
For his sex crime. Was it 2?
Yeah, I think so.
He was sentenced for quite a while. He certainly shouldn't be out at this point. But yeah, so he was at large.
Oh, that's what?
So
an oversight.
One wonders, how did he escape this John Dillinger, this modern day Ethiopian John Dillinger, some sort of master plan to escape prison?
He was like, did he get little spoons out?
So what happened was they just let him go. The prison service just fucking let him go. Nate, I feel like I'm losing my mind sometimes.
Yeah, likewise.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like sometimes this isn't real. I'm losing my mind. In fact, this is what happened. I think it was on Friday. I saw on Twitter a tweet go round, and it was from some small account, just a few hundred followers who I didn't know. Somehow it was in my feed that this guy, the Epping sex offender, has just been spotted on the streets of Chelmsford. In Essex. I happen to know Chelmsford for a while. Briefly, I lived in a small satellite town of Chelmsford. I know Chelmsford, and I saw it when I was scrolling through Twitter, right? And I assumed that can't be. There's loads of people in Britain now, unfortunately, who look exactly like this dude. We've got loads of Somalians and Ethiopians and Sudanese and Egyptians in our cities now. We've actually people that look very, very, very similar to this dude are all over our cities and towns. So I just assumed when I was scrolling through, oh, it's not him. That's just some silly Radio Genoa nonsense bullshit. It can't possibly be him. So I sort of ignored it. I sort of saw that and ignored it, just carried on. That's just some Twitter thing and it's not true. Okay. No. Turns out it was him. Turns out what happened was he was meant to be in Chelmsford prison. There's a big prison in Chelmsford, just outside Chelmsford. And the people that were, guards, the proper prison service people, they let him go. They just deliberately let him go. I mean, it's been called an accident. I don't buy that. I don't buy that for a second. And apparently what they did, they took him to the train station. Or not exactly took him directly to the door of the train station, but they pointed him in the right direction to the train station. And you can only imagine, put a bit of money in his pocket because he immediately got a train from Chelmsford to London, to Stratford in London. Again, I've done that train that goes into Liverpool Street. It goes past Stratford. So they must have given him a little bit of money. In fact, it's not that cheap. What is it? 40 or 50 quid or something nowadays. Put a little bit of money in his pocket, pointed him towards the station, Right. Apparently, he doesn't even know what's going on. I don't quite know how we've got this detail already, but apparently he was like going like.
It was a lorry driver, delivery
Was it?
driver. Yeah, I did an interview. The delivery driver was like,
Was that it? So
I
apparently
was
guy,
dropping off. I was doing a delivery, and I saw this guy, and he kept going, "Oh, where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to be doing?" And he's like, "What?
Yeah, what am I doing now? What's happening now?" Like he was nonplussed. He was none the wiser. He was like as shocked as it seems as anyone else. Like, what you really? You're just letting me go? Like, but what now? Like, what do I do? Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. And so he was at large. He was obviously spotted by normal people in Chelmsford almost right away because someone got it on their phone and put it on Twitter. Then he was just free for like a couple of days. He goes to Stratford in East London. Somehow ends up in Finsbury Park where they catch him, and he obviously didn't put up. He didn't try and run away. It doesn't look like, does it? He didn't try and resist arrest or anything. So I mean, what a shit show! It beggars belief. It sort of beggars belief, doesn't it? I sort of can't believe how embarrassing this is. I mean, of all people. Now, what I want to know the individual people at Chelmsford who did that. I want to know their names. I want to see their faces. I want to know their political, tribal, ethnic, racial, religious affiliations. I want to know that. I really, really want to know that. Because if it turns out they're just Muslims or they're just Ethiopians or whatever, or they might be white, and they don't have to necessarily be Africans, but they might just be white and they're just complete bleeding heart liberal, globalist traitor types. I want to know that. I'm going to insist on knowing that. This is one of those stories like Epstein or the JFK murder or the murder of Charlie Downs or something. Well, I'm not going to ever let go. This is one of those I'm not going to ever let go. This is one of the ones every now and again, out of the blue even, I'll just pipe up and say, remember that? Like the murder of Lee Rigby. Like every now and again, I'm like, do you remember when such and such just let that sex offender from Epping go? Do you remember that? Because this is not acceptable. Right? Sorry, I've spoke for a while. You go.
Yeah, no. I mean, the anger is tangibly palpable, isn't it? So, yeah, I was a bit like you. I saw this drop and I was like, what? You what? But also, I wasn't actually that surprised because they did this before. They accidentally let a bunch of sex criminals go. And so I wasn't actually that surprised. And that's sad. That's the sorry state of this country, isn't it, really? Not being that surprised that everyone is so incompetent that they just let him go, and whether it was from on high or whatever, it doesn't really matter. That I guess the point is that there's a series, there's a chain of command, there's a series of people that person crossed that were in authority that could have said, no, what are we doing? Stop. This must be a mistake. Stop now. Let's phone someone. Let's tweet someone. Let's sort this out. This must be a mistake. And the fact that everyone just nodded along like the Churchill dog. Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. Like a bunch of absolute retards. Just goes to show how absolutely moronic people are and how IQs have completely flatlined. People are idiots. Because again, it doesn't. I agree that there might have been some people there that were ethnic or religiously affiliated or whatever, but there are other people in that vicinity that should have stepped up and gone, no, this isn't right. Stop this now. And they didn't. So there's that. I think the other situation was the Metropolitan Police had to get brought on because the local police couldn't do it. Or whatever it was. I can't remember exactly what happened. But basically, the Metropolitan Police got brought on and they couldn't even find him. They had to get a tip off from a member of the public. And you know what, Metropolitan Police and everyone else watching, this is why you release descriptions, you fucking retards. Remember that? Remember when we used to get descriptions of the people that they were after? You used to get that all the time, actually. Because members of the public can facilitate these things and they can help you. And lo and behold, you were unable to do it. With 1 million CCTV cameras in London, you were unable to find him. And it was a tip-off from the member of the public. Well, we only know that. Member of the public was only able to help you because we knew what he looks like, funnily enough. So maybe stop being so... I mean, they're so rusty on this stuff because they're so busy policing people's speech online. They're not used to real investigations anymore. That's the other thing that annoys me. You know that's true. We know that's true. And then just like you, I mean, I've been tweeting up a storm. I want someone to be fired. Someone should be fired.
Yeah.
I want to know who's going to get fired for this.
Yeah.
I want them fired. I want their pension removed because I shouldn't have to pay for their pension because that's what it will be if it's a member of the prison service. Pay for that. No, their pension should be removed. Why? Because they let a sex criminal free. Idiots. Anyway.
The most high-profile sex criminal of all people. So, yeah, a couple of points there to build on that you made. One, that you're not surprised. Well, yeah, because something like well over 200, this has happened well over 200 times in the last year or more. That's crazy. That's mental. That's absolutely mental. That's an absolute fail, right? When it's a part of your job, where there's like a mission critical part of your job, right? Like that's like a space thing or a military term, mission critical, right? So let's say you're a lorry driver. It's a mission critical part of your job not to crash that lorry into a school, let's say. That's about as critical as a failure as it could be, right? If you handle guns at a gun range, it's mission critical. You don't shoot anyone with those guns, for example, right? So if you work for the prison service, it's mission critical that you don't let people go who aren't supposed to be let go. That's the most fundamental thing in your entire role, in your entire job, is to not do what they did. Right, and for it to happen dozens and dozens, or even hundreds and hundreds of times. No. I take your point about some people are dumb. There's low IQ people now, and it should have been someone higher up who's got a higher IQ or even more experience. It was their place to step in to make sure it didn't happen. All those sorts of things. And you're not wrong. You're not wrong, of course. I'm not saying you're wrong or anything, but I suspect something more sinister.
Yeah.
I suspect there's just people of his tribe
or
that just say, no, go on your bike.
Yeah.
Look, the station's down there. Off you go. I suspect that.
Or not even that. Something even more sinister. That it was intentional from the government because they've been pushing digital ID really hard. And they can go, well, wait, guys. If he had digital ID, we'd have caught him. So don't you want us to put our boot heel on your neck and give you all digital ID?
Maybe.
I know that's like tinfoil hat territory, but I wouldn't put it past them.
No.
I wouldn't put it past them at all. No. I mean, yeah.
It's not that cynical to think that, I don't think. It's not tinfoil hat territory. No. Thing is, having a digital ID card actually wouldn't have helped. It's not like it's a beacon. It's not like it actually is some sort of like a transmitter that tells you where you are. Like lots of people, we do this thing in Britain where you have a tag usually on your ankle, which actually is like a transmitter beacon thing. And they can tell where you are at all times. That still doesn't work because you can just cut the thing off. If you've got a sharp enough blade and you're prepared to do it, you can just cut it off of your ankle. And if you don't care that if you get caught again, the courts are going to be even harsher to you. and you get a longer custodial sentence. If you don't care about that, you can just cut it off, throw it in the bin, throw it in a biff or skip, and walk away. So, I mean, this is, oh my god! I swear on this one, I feel like I'm living in a, like, the dystopia is happened. It's not happening. It's not about to happen. It's happened. We're in it. We're in it.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm sickened to the core by this story. And apparently now, one of the things I saw, one of the analysts I saw on the mainstream media, to be fair, did seem to know what they were talking about, said that the prison service and the Home Office now will want to fast track his deportation. Apparently, in fact, he's been taken from Finsbury Park, where he was detained there. He's been taken straight to a deportation centre, not back to Chelmsford Prison. They've taken him to a deportation centre. In other words, they just want him out of the country ASAP.
You know what? Like, sorry to interrupt, but just to build on that.
Yeah.
If Nigel Al-Farage was smart enough, he would have jumped on this and come out and done a speech, you know, like a sort of a politicized speech, shared it on Twitter and said, look, they failed you. They failed you. They let a known sex criminal out again. If we had done what we want to do, if they had done what we want to do, an instant deportation, he wouldn't even be here. Right? He should jump on this politically, because that's the other argument, isn't it? Why was he languishing at my expense? Nah, he shouldn't have been in the country to begin with, and then this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sex criminal. Yeah, deport him then straight away. Just deport him. But again, Nigel Farage, unfortunately, hasn't done that. At least I don't know. I haven't checked, but I don't think.
Yeah.
Normally it will pop up if you had.
I haven't checked today, but I haven't seen before now. I didn't see any comment from them. But I mean, this one, there's some stories that get you more than others, right? That piss you off more than others. And there are more horrific things than this going on in the country at the moment. But particularly this, I mean, it's just like it's almost like a comedy sketch, isn't it? It is almost like a humiliation ritual. It's almost like our enemies, the enemies of the natives of this island. What could we do? What could be most calculated to offend their sensibilities, to make them riled up? What about just letting this guy go? Just letting him go. It's almost like that, isn't it? I mean, I don't think that's what happened, but anyway, just makes me fucking sick, mate.